Hi, guys. Welcome back to the RUMA Mill here with Rosè and Uma. And tonight we have two amazing people, two friends of mine that are some amazing streamers on the Meetme app. We have Thick Milkshake. Hi, Thick. And
Hi.
we have Mr. 6'6". Hello.
Hello.
Nice to have you guys. So we're going to jump right in with our topics. Baby, how are you doing tonight? You doing good?
I'm Gucci. I'm chilling, normal. Waiting and trying to get this, do this podcast so I can watch this game. Mm.
It is basketball season, guys, and Rosé has been glued to the TV. I hardly see him, but I heard a little birdie told me this nightmare is nearly over, correct?
Yeah, it's like more series. Well, yeah, these two series is this one, then the next one, three more, and then we go.
Well, good luck to all the basketball wives out there who just waiting for that to end. I understand the struggle. Well, let's jump it off with talking about the streaming app first of all, because we are all streamers. If you guys are watching us and you want to get to know more about us, you can come to the Meetme app. It is an app you can download to your phone. When you download it, you create a profile that's free to create. You come to the live stream section and then do a search for all of us. You can search for me, Uma B 1111, Big Rosé, Thick Milkshake, or Mr. 6'6". Hit us with the fave, come to our streams, check us out. We always have some great streams going on. Now, this past week, we had one of the most incredible contests on the app. It was the People's Choice Awards. And I'm very happy to say that I participated in it. I participate every year. And this year I placed number 7. What were your guys' thoughts about? I know I have my own thoughts about the People's Choice Awards, but raw and uncut, what are your guys' ideas or thoughts about these contests, these award shows, and the People's Choice Awards in particular?
I guess I'll go first. I mean, I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you stuck it out and you did. You can place number 7 and all that. But I ain't gonna lie, that's a lot of work to be on for all them hours and all that. That's a lot of work to place 7th, and this year they didn't even give y'all nothing back. Like, I don't understand that. That's just me talking, because I won a contest before and I got something back. Like, you understand? Like, they gave me like 40K in diamonds. I don't understand how they should at least give y'all some type of stipend or some type of like accumulation of diamonds to just bless y'all, at least the top 10 or the top 15, because y'all going against diamond traders, all kind of stuff. So I'm just saying, that's how I feel about it. But shout out to everybody that helped and participated, helped them out. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you very much.
6 Milkshake, what do you guys have to say about it? I'm kind of in agreement with you because I did go up against a lot of diamond traders. And yesterday somebody asked me, they're like, how do you know when people are diamond trading? And I said, because you could just look at the board. If all 4 of us are on in the contest and you look at the top gifters of the week and you notice it's all the same 4 names, there's some diamond trading going on. You know what I'm saying? And that was a little bit disheartening for me because we literally had over 100 people sending diamonds to me to win the contest. And there were people on there that were higher than me that just had like one person sending the diamond count. So I hear what you're saying and I understand the frustration. Trust me, I do.
For me, the thing that I found was interesting is the fact that for a moment in time, I felt like the app was alive again.
Mm,
I felt like it was back like when it first started, where everyone was so excited. We were rallying. People were up till the wee hours of the morning.
people were
There were times that everybody was exhausted and we're all a little bit delirious. And it was a friendly reminder to me why I'm here.
mm.
For some of us, we need to take a quick time out from streaming just so we can get a reset. But this was just it was a great reminder for me as to why I love being here. So I applaud you and all of the people from the Lotus family and those that support you, Uma, as a person. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience for me.
That I can identify with that as well, because that was the upside. The downside was trying to compete against diamond traders, but the upside was that family vibe. Because I streamed 108 hours in 7 days. I'm talking about I was doing 15 to 20 hours a day. And it was really touching that if I had to have like a bathroom break, Thick would jump in the box and just keep people company while I had a bathroom break. If I had to go eat something, Brooklyn King several times this week, he jumped in the box just to entertain people, so I could just take a mental health break, because staring at this screen so long is it does something to your mental. Six. Now, were you aware there was a contest going on? I don't even know if you.
Girl, you know, with me in these contests. So listen, I think it's a beautiful thing, like Vic said, to be able to see that, you know, the app can be fun again. Because there was a time and place where you look forward to these events, you look forward to these, to rallying to your people and being able to support them and seeing where they fall in a contest and screenshotting those number ones, you know, and taking it to our other platforms and showing our people, you know, why we do this. You know, there's a reason why we stream, you know, and again, seeing you come out on top the way you did. Super proud of you. Love the support that rallies behind you. I think you are one of the few people who truly still have genuine supporters, and it's good to know that there are people like that still on the app, because it's hard to find. Everybody who is making it or is climbing the diamond ranks is all supporting each other and pushing each other up. So there's no real, you know, genuine support. It's literally staged, but to see people like yourself continue to win is really dope.
That was a big thing, because after the contest, I had so many people hit me up on IG, just pretty much saying a mix of what you and Milkshake is saying is, Uma, this week you restored my faith in streaming and in the goodness of people, and that we had a chant this whole week. What was our chant? Little bags, big hearts.
Right.
We had like little bags, we didn't have all the money that a lot of these other people had, but we have big hearts, and a lot of people were inspired and motivated and just felt part of the community. So it was a beautiful thing. So I want to thank all three of you, because you all contributed in some shape, way, or form for me to do that event, and especially Rosé, him being my partner and everything. He held down the house. I mean, we had, what y'all didn't know behind the scenes is that we had two sick children in the house. One had COVID, the other one had a viral infection. They were like dying behind scenes, and Rosé is like running, to the kitchen, making his famous get well remedy, and running to the grocery store and this and that, and I'm just trying to sit here and look normal. So big shout out to you, baby, for that. Oh, Vic, I didn't even realize you fell out of the box. Hold on. Are you in here? Hi, beauty. There you go. Okay. Okay, so let's bring it now outside of the app and into the world, because this week has been very interesting. And I'm going to give it over to Rosé, because let's start with your topic. I think that's the biggest thing leading right now.
All right. I want to talk about the Diddy situation, but in a different way. All right, so we all know Diddy lost a lawsuit to Cassie. Excuse me. Diddy lost a lawsuit to, well, he lost a lawsuit to Cassie. All right. In the lawsuit, she described these things of happening, but words is never nothing until you see it, to me. Like, until you see what she explained, which is the video that was released by CNN.
Oh, that video.
Not by TMZ. CNN released that video. And, I don't condone or none of that stuff that was being, like, seen in the video, but it's a lot of things that being that video, nobody wasn't really saying nothing about Diddy, but now the video comes out and everybody has to have like a comment to say they're not with it, which is now bringing up these pundits, these people like Joe Buttons, Ocho Cinco. They all saying, yo, I don't stand for that, and I don't agree with what Diddy did, but they all have skeletons in their closets. Like, they all also was accused of domestic violence. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about, like, how do y'all feel about the whole apology video, and about how all these pundits and these stars and fake celebrities, and how y'all feel about them? What up, Afro? How y'all feel about them, like, standing up for Cassie, but yet having skeletons in their closets and not being able to really say nothing, because it's crazy.
I got a lot to say, so I'm gonna let y'all go first.
One of the reasons why they said that she stayed with him for so long is because he threatened to destroy her career. One of the things that he said is that if you try to leave, I won't release your music. I won't give you the rights to your music. And he truly was going to destroy her as a singer. A lot of women in society that are involved in domestic violence situations don't leave because there is a reason why they can't leave. And one of the reasons is that financial. If you are in a situation where you are dependent on that person, which she was, she's held prisoner to that whole situation. Because a lot of people say, well, why didn't she just leave? Would you walk away? Would you, if you were the woman, knowing what you know, the sacrifices that you had to make, well, just, as long as he doesn't break my teeth, or because if you saw the one interview, she had a steri strip on her eye, and her lip was all busted up with her glasses on. Did we just think that she tripped and fell? So a lot of people try to blame women who stay. Well, it must not be that bad. It must not be real. Let me show me before I believe you. And that is, to me, what is such the worst misconception about survivors of domestic violence, is that sometimes these people don't have a choice but to stay. And that's what happened with her, and sometimes people don't stop being abusers until they kill someone. And the thing is and that the fact that he said in his apology that, I'm so sorry, I'm going to get help. 8 years later, when between now and then, when were you getting help?
I
And
couldn't even,
what happened to Kim?
I couldn't even look
Right?
at that apology video because, to be honest, when the whole thing happened, I was one of those people Rosé's talking about, that I really wasn't there when Cassie's, when the lawsuit came out and everything. I was one of those people that was like, well, I guess the money ran out, or you don't get the money no more, and now you want to leave, but you were putting up with his crap all that time. Like, I was in that mindset. But then I saw the video. And there's something, when you've been in a physical abuse situation, uh I've been in a physical abuse situation, and when I saw him running after her and the way he was kicking her on the ground and stuff, it just flashed me back to my own past experiences. And then it reminded me of why I stayed in a 3-year relationship getting hit on. um and it's a real mental thing, you know what I mean? So I think that's why, Rosé, a lot of people probably, it didn't register until we could see it. Six, what do you feel about this?
So I'm one of those, conspiracy theorists, So I sit up at 2, 3, 4 in the morning for 2, 3, 4 hours watching weird videos and shit. So I've done some research. And at this point, I don't trust anything Hollywood. I don't trust anything celebrity. I don't trust anything, um, because for someone, there's so much that can come out during a presidential election about who you are, what you've done, where you've been, who you slept with, who you've been around. They can find all this information. But some kind of way, this African American man has been able to do so many things, and it just now come out as crazy. Where it bothers me, and where I agree but want to expound on what Milkshake said, Cassie wasn't fearful of leaving, I don't think. When you see a man make other men bow down
Mm.
to his his prowess in the entertainment industry. This man had control over men.
That's true.
This man made the woman who was dating his Kim Porter disappear, right? Same thing with the car of Kid Cudi and blowing it up. When these things are happening to men, when some of the strongest men in the industry can't do anything to this man, you as a woman, you have to feel helpless. Because I feel like there are a lot of times where if the man didn't have all of that outside, there's somebody outside who would be willing to help you get away. You know what I'm saying? She could have went to somebody, she could have told them, she could have brought this to light, and they would have brought this shit to justice. But when you see that everybody that tries to come out against this man comes up missing,
Right.
comes up unearthed, comes up, we saw what happened to Jamie Foxx. Like, ain't nobody talking about that. This man was sick to damn near death because he wanted to speak on what happened at a Diddy party. So it's scary to know a bottle of water could kill you in an industry like this. So I try to keep myself mentally and spiritually grounded when thinking about this stuff because these people have no conscience.
That's
One
a
of the
point.
things that I'm sorry.
No, that's a point because it's almost like you feel like you're going up against the ruler of the world, right? Because he manipulates everybody and he gets everybody to do what he wants them to do. So it's like if you ran, where would you go? Where would you hide? You know, that's a good point. Go ahead, Thick.
One of the things that we have to remember about abusers is what do? They groom the victim. And so a lot of times, if we know about some of the toxic traits, we see people who will do love bombing. We will see people who will shower people with gifts. And in the beginning, especially if you come from somewhere where you're trying to get a come up, or you're trying to get recognized, I'm not going to compare this to R. Kelly, but we saw how he was able to groom the young ladies that he had. And now here we have the situation with Cassie, where there are reports saying that her family literally gave her to him.
So let's
And
think about that there, Milkshake. The fact that there would be one, this is almost like precedent in any other court case. When you see it once, it's almost like every other case now has precedent. So let's go ahead and let's push it. So the fact that R. Kelly had so many little girls in his house doing whatever he was doing, yet for the past, that was damn near 10 years ago? Okay. So for the past 10 years, these Diddy parties have been going on and nobody,
Right.
nobody. Like when I think it's a different level when this man literally spends $1.52 million on a party and every single room there's a camera and all of the drugs, all of the actions, everything that you do it's on video.
It's like the Playboy Mansion because that's what they
it's
were
like
doing there too.
it's
It's
like
fucking crazy.
Epstein. Let's not forget Epstein's dead.
Oh
Right.
yeah, Epstein too.
And how convenient that they didn't catch that in a secured facility. He mysteriously ends up hanging himself. A man that owns his own island,
Yeah.
diplomats, royalty, congressmen all visited this mysterious island, and yet no one had any repercussions as a result of what took place on that island, except for Epstein and the girlfriend who took the fall for it all. And she still hasn't spoke nothing.
And I believe that what is she in jail for? Not to say that she didn't do nothing, but they didn't bring none of the men. She brought women and groomed women, young women to what men?
Allegedly.
And she will not open her mouth.
And this case is weird because she did what she did. I'm not gonna like give her credit or anything, but she's in jail and they're not bringing the justice to people that she was supposedly bringing these girls and grooming these girls too, because it just wasn't Epstein.
You know what's so sickening about it all? Her dad was one of the wealthiest men. Was he the founder of Publishers Clearinghouse? She came from sick
Funny.
amounts of money, and then all of the sudden, her dad ends up dead.
See, that's
Mysteriously.
and that's where I say right now, y'all, it's scary even thinking about walking into an industry like this.
Right. I
Just
was
to
thinking the
know that
same thing. Yep.
I had already said that they killed Chadwick Boseman.
Allegedly.
There's no way, allegedly, because
Listen,
there's
by
no
the way, I'm the backup. Every time I say allegedly, it's just to make sure legally we're good. So y'all
right.
don't mind me.
I'm sorry, but yeah, allegedly, because it's just crazy how these things happen to people. And again, if he has done all of the y'all, to be honest, allegedly, there have been 30 people unearthed by this man, easily, like easily, and we ain't even heard. We ain't even heard it, y'all. This is just Diddy. Jay-Z allegedly has it coming.
Yeah,
I
Clive,
heard
but
about
you know,
that.
not to cut you off, Six, but you know what's crazy? I think all this is to save Clive David. Because he's the real one that they're not talking about. Like I think he got Whitney killed, allegedly.
That's
But
what Aphrodisiac
there's
said.
a lot of like Clive David. I'm taking Diddy as the fall guy, even though what he did is wrong. But
Right.
I feel there's more people above Diddy in his circles that's like, yo, you got to take this fall.
Of
Like,
course. And that's why I don't ever think he'll be brought to justice. Because the fact that now, after having the United States government, like literally the military, pull up to your fucking house, bro, now you on Instagram, you know what I'm saying, talking about I'm sorry. Like clearly they ain't trying to bring you to justice. Because I promise you, if there was a little homie in the hood that robbed the store down the street, they done pinged his phone. They see him live right now on his Instagram. And just like the homie could have pulled up and shot at him, the police pulling up with them lights while he live. So the fact that Diddy is out here can go live and make posts and say sorry, and it be local news, y'all, this shit is being fabricated. They are preparing to do something. It's this shit just getting started. There's gonna be a lot of people to come out about what's his name? Cat Williams. He told us this is the year.
I think Cat set the tone for the year with his interview on that Shannon Sharp show. It's like when we started the year with that, Rosé was watching it, and it was like what a 3-hour thing, and I went down to check on him, and I ended up staying and listening to that whole thing too, and I was just in shock. I was just sitting there like this, what is happening? Is this real? And then after that, it was what was her name? Monique.
Mm-hmm.
And then
so
yeah.
So the reason why I brought up Diddy is not really to talk about Diddy, because this been going on for like since the beginning of the year. I wanted to talk about when the video came out, and you know he had an apology. The video came out, then it was an apology video. Then, like I said, all the pundits, fake celebrities, all the people that idolize and all this stuff, all had stuff to say. They sat there, had their podcast talking about, oh, I don't defend that. Let's talk about Joe Buttons. Joe Buttons was beating Tahari. That's one. Well, that's not even a legend. That's a fact. Let's talk about Chad Ochocinco. He had something to say too. He hit Evelyn. So this is what I'm saying. Like, this is opening up a can of worms that's gonna be like, because now they gotta bring up, like, now they gotta answer to these things that's being said. You understand what I'm saying? And that's where I wanted to ask y'all how y'all feel about these guys saying that, oh, I don't promote that, I don't condone that, but they have them skeletons in their closet. That's what I wanted to.
Hypocrites, a bunch of hypocrites.
I think there's a lot of people on this planet that lack self-awareness. And Six, we do that. We talk about that all the time when we verses, like how people are so good at it. There's a saying in the Bible, right? Why notice the speck in my eye when you don't even pay attention to the log in your own eye? And that's been going. I mean, if they wrote about it in the Bible, that was written so many years and centuries ago, It's still today. It's a human nature thing. People don't want to pay attention to what's going on in their own backyard. They want to look over to everybody else's yard and have some sort of comment about it.
And some people always feel like they feel as though it's not to the extent, right? Oh, you never catch me running down a hallway butt naked in a hall in a hotel, kicking my woman, snatching her, throwing her to the ground, knowing it's on camera. See, this is where I can't get with the apology. You literally paid these people for it to never ever come out. They said Cassie came back to the hotel after the fact. And the people were telling her, we've seen the video, Cassie, why are you here? Go home. So they hushed that hotel.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So for now, people to be out here talking about it, I think that's even more of the scary part. Joe Budden, Ocho Cinco, all these celebrities now, y'all niggas been going to the party watching him smack Kim Porter and everybody else for 20 years. Now you, oh my God, he hit Cassie. Man, you knew he probably smacked J-Lo and y'all didn't tell us.
So
She was smart enough to get the hell on.
we have some comments in the stream. Aphrodisiac said Whitney Houston was looking into getting her master's and they took her out. Why didn't they release the hotel footage of Whitney's hallway? Aaliyah was taken out too. What do you guys feel about that?
Clive Owen
Allegedly.
and allegedly Clive Owen, like him and Whitney, he brought Whitney. Whitney started with him. And Whitney had some trials and tribulations, but she was getting her stuff together. And Whitney just was Whitney. So at the end of the day, you really couldn't do nothing to her. Like you could call her this, call her that, whatever she was going through. But they're really like, where's the proof of her? Where's the like Afro said, where's the hallway footage? There's all these hotels is secure. They got cameras everywhere, but when people die, they always die by themselves. There's no footage. And with Aaliyah didn't want to get on the plane. And the reason why Aaliyah's death wasn't talked about a lot is because 2 weeks later, 9/11 happened. Aaliyah died the same year 9/11 happened. So like her shit got kind of washed under the you understand? Like, yeah, she was good on that play. Hers got like washed under that 9/11 thing.
I think it's man, it's so scary, yo. Because like Aaliyah was next.
Mm-hmm.
But just think about how you can be unearthed for being so good, and somebody don't want you to be good, or somebody don't want you to be the next one. Like the fact that Beyonce out here looking like a zombie half the places that she go with Jay-Z lets you know she being drugged allegedly. You know what
Her
I'm saying?
sister's coming out. Did you
Jay-Z.
see how her sister's coming out now?
Exactly. So it's the fact that again, for so long, when we look at these movies and you see David Ruffin on stage and he was up there drugged as hell, like this stuff has been happening for so long, and we just turned the side eye because we love the music, we love the entertainment, our celebrity these are the people we look up to, our idols. They would never. Your ass in the limelight doing it right in our face, and then you make a whole post lying to us. Diddy, you paid these people and then got on a freaking podcast 8 years later talking, man, I don't know what I was thinking. I need help. Bro, you spent $50K to hush it.
And they kept the video. That's the only reason why they got that video is because it was in his crib. He's like a real narcissist to keep that as like a token or some shit. Excuse my language.
He told one of them brothers, bro, he said, man, everything you do, make sure you record it. He said, I got videos back to the 90s, bro.
That's crazy. We have Lizzie Mars in the comments said, if you had the money and the power to change your destiny, would you use it in your favor? Money, power, respect is all you need in life. They made a whole song about it.
Yeah.
Power, respect. This idea of like covering things up leads me to our second topic of the night. Have you guys watched the Netflix documentary on Ashley Madison?
No.
Mm.
No, what is it about?
Do you guys know what Ashley Madison is?
It's not a person?
No. So Ashley Madison came out a couple years ago. Lizzie, yeah. So it came out a couple years ago. It's a website, it's a dating website specifically for married people to cheat. And the
Oh wow.
documentary was, oh, it was really good. So when it came out, there was a lot of backlash about it because it clearly it's oh, like their advertising and everything was like, we have your wife is hot and so are ours. Like they had these really weird commercials. So the show was about the whole thing, about why they created the website and who created the website and how they created the website. And I don't want to get, like, you guys really should look at it, but the main things I want to talk about is that it still is, it's still around, by the way. But when it came out, there was this covert hacker team or person, we don't know, and they sent a message to Ashley Madison: if you don't shut down your website, we're going to expose all the subscribers and their personal information to the world. And they had 37 million subscribers.
Wow.
People were saying Walmart don't even have 37 million customers. You know, they had 37 million subscribers. So at the time, this was like about 2015, I think this had went down. At the time, you know, they were, Ashley Madison and the team, they were trying to, like, they were hiring hackers from all around the world to stop this and whatever, and they did not stop it. And it was released. That day came when all the names were released, and there were politicians, there were actors, actresses. There was they focused in on one specific story. It was this guy who, him and his wife were YouTubers, and they had like over 1 million followers, and they were this Christian husband and wife couple, and they did these cute videos and stuff. And he was on the site, and then he shared his story about just how much he was cheating. He was just cheating all around the place. And um it goes to show that nothing is safe. And my question to you guys, I have so many questions about this, but the biggest question I have for you guys right now is, why, when we know that online things can be hacked, why are people still sharing their personal business? Like, look at us, we're streamers. We're being recorded right now. But yet
Right.
we come on here, and sometimes, you know, we get a little tipsy or a little too high, and then we just start showing the
Right.
really personal sides of ourselves. And what is what is that about?
It was a evil plan of trapping people, period. The fact that from selling these devices, I don't care who you are, 8 years old getting your first iPhone, 85 years old, and your daughter drug you in here because you need a phone and they need to be able to know you okay. As soon as I set this phone up, I'm going to face scan you. So they've scanned your face. I'm going to put your thumbprint on here so they have your fingerprint and you've never been locked up. There's so much as far as your location. I'm turning all that on because that's the best way for the phone to work. So you've pinged off every tower. All of your information is in. We can't even set this phone up without going through these steps. You refusing to set these steps is making it difficult for me to set up your phone, right? So it's the fact that the big wigs have basically made it where if I said Pootie Tang, as soon as I said Pootie, when I type a P in my fucking phone, literally, Pootie done popped all the way up. I ain't have to put a O. I could have been wanting to go to a park. But because I said Pootie Tang first, something so random, typing a P will immediately now have. So it's a brainwashing. It's a, in my opinion, way for the people that be to keep tabs on us, keep control of us, keep eyes on us. We are being heard and watched all day, every day. There is no privacy. No such thing as privacy.
And I
I
agree
totally,
with you. I
yeah.
just wanted to say to that, I just wanted to say to that, like, I agree with you, because why is it we have to do all, because I know you used to work at at a phone retail center.
Mhm.
And why is it we have to do all those things if you just want a phone to call people? You know what I'm saying? Why do we have to have the
Mhm.
fingerprint and the face scan and all of that? It's definitely a plan there. Go ahead, Rosé.
I would say that I would say that it's privacy sharing. Like you like sometimes we really gotta sit down and read what we agree to when these phones prompt you about it like a one of them, you know, when you gotta commit to something when they say agree.
Say allow or don't allow.
Yeah,
Yep.
them things you gotta really read them things. South Park did a whole episode on that where they was able to do some nasty stuff to each other. I'm not gonna go through the whole episode, but if you don't read, you're signing up for anything. And I was saying Six is absolutely right. I got into a car accident couple 4 weeks ago. Ever since I got into the car accident, if you see my timeline, this lawyer, that lawyer, you can get this money from an accident. I'm like, it's just privacy sharing it. We just give too much, like we give too much power to these phones. And I always said, I've been saying that. I'm still a person that still, excuse me, I'm still a person that still know 20 numbers off the top of my head because I don't save your number in my
Facts.
phone. If you're my friend and I fucks with you, I don't save your number until I learn it. Because if they take your phone away from you and you're lost or something, you can't even call nobody to help you besides 911. What the hell is that? So just pay attention to what y'all be doing about these phones. I always tell people it's always good to turn your phone off and just relax yourself.
So my other topic along with that, not topic, but another, thing I want to talk about with the Ashley Madison show, because it's still there. They had to change, they had to have the CEO step down, and they got new management and they rebranded and all of that, but it's still there. If you are a married or a person in a relationship and you want to cheat on your spouse, you have a website for that. But um there's another show that I watch. It's called Vanderpump Rules. And the whole season, this season, was all about cheating because the one girl, she was with her boyfriend for 10 years, and he ended up cheating on her with one of her very close friends. And it's just like this cheating topic keeps coming up in this day and age. And I guess really what I wanted to ask about the Ashley Madison and the Vanderpump Rules is what's going on? Are we not okay with being monogamous anymore? Or is it out the door? People have been saying that for years, that being monogamous is conspiracy, that it doesn't work. But I'm old school, I'm a Gen Xer. I want to believe it works, but what is this over abundance energy of cheating? Because I always look and see what the TV or the social media is showing us, because that's what they want to show you, because that's the direction they want you to go in. So what do you guys feel about this topic? Cheating, not cheating. Do you feel like we're being guided to go down that path, or what's happening? Eli said it's all the media and publicity that they are looking for. Thank you. What do you guys
I
think?
think it's I think that we have media influencers that make it socially acceptable to not value morals.
Mm,
And so moral what but then again, what determines morals and integrity? We don't have society growing up in a place where we're showed what happy couples are like anymore. We don't have many families that are instilling core values of what family is, whatever that may be. But at the end of the day, what is it? Loving, caring, nurturing, right? But if you don't have a loving, caring, nurturing relationship because you're being neglected in your home, for husband works a lot, wife doesn't feel appreciated, well, what happens? Instead of communicating, what do people do? They seek outside of the relationship. They make friends with someone. And then next thing you know, that friendship turns into you want to meet for coffee. And then lo and behold, now they're at dinner. And then now they're at a nightcap. And then you know where it leads from there. Because I think we put the focus in the wrong place. Instead of taking care of our grass in our yard, we're too busy seeing what's on the other side of the fence. And Everybody always thinks there's something out there that's better. And you know what? There is. If you go looking for a problem, you're going to find the problem. If you have an issue with your man or your woman keeping her phone too close, you got bigger problems than checking her emails and her text messages. If you have that insecurity that she's doing something shady, you have bigger problems than her texting somebody. And that's the thing that people don't talk about. Who cares about them? Why is this happening to our relationship? How did we get here? Where did we have a fork in the road and we decided that I'm not going to talk to you when you come home from work, and instead of fighting, we're now going to do silent treatment? Because the worst thing a woman can ever do is be quiet. The minute your woman stops arguing with you, the minute she starts shutting down, your relationship is in trouble.
No woman's fed up. No
Well,
matter how you fed.
those are good points. And Rosé always says that. He's like, if a woman's not talking, I'm in trouble. But what do you guys think is a bigger cause for cheating?
I got you.
Is it the social media, or is it the lack of communication?
Damn, I swear I thought you were going to take it out of my head, Uma. It is the social media and the lack of discipline. Had you said discipline, I would have been, because it's, in my opinion, right? It's the fact that you give kids, simple-minded people, people who have no self-control, people who just don't need access. When you give them access and then they aren't disciplined, it's a problem. Where back in the day, I saw thick, but guess where I saw thick? Walking down the hall in that line. It was me at a school with her, and I saw her once in a class, and she was so pretty. And then I saw her that one, I got a glimpse of her on the way out of the cafeteria. So I had to figure out what classes she had, and I had to write her a letter. And then I had to hope I saw her one day at the gym, or you know what I'm saying? But now, man, I can type in Uma B 1111111. Okay. Damn, she got a man. Rosé. Okay, that's Rosé. Okay, well, let me see who Rosé is. Okay, so this is Rosé. Matter of fact, damn, is that Rosé's sister? Okay, I can be crushing on Rosé's sister, and I came looking at Uma. You see what I'm saying? That's how much access that you have today that you should not have, but we give it.
Mm.
We give it. So when I'm liking this girl, and I should be focused on you, I'm still swiping. I'm still hitting hearts. I'm still liking pictures. Damn, Keisha looked good this week. Damn, Nene lost 37 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So that lack of discipline makes it where you keep accessing situations you just don't need to be in.
All right. So 6 says lack of discipline. Lizzie Mars said accessibility. It's easier to find somebody new. Jarvis said, what if we start shutting down in the relationship? And that's what causes the trouble, is when people aren't communicating. What do you feel, Rosé?
First of all, I hate talking about these things, right? But I'm gonna tell y'all the dead honest truth. I hate Tyler Perry. Hate watching. But some of the realest shit I see is the 80-20 rule, bro. Some of the realest shit I seen is the 80-20 rule. You got 80% of everything you want, but you might not have 20% of. She might not be 100, but you go see a nice 20%, but you don't know what else is there.
Right.
It's the 80-20 rule. I live my life. That's one rule I got from a Tyler Perry movie. And I searched it. I read about it, and I live my life by that rule. I'd always rather have 80 than 20% of some bullshit. Well, that's basically it.
But then that goes back to what 6 is saying, that the people who are chasing the 20% is lack of discipline. Like, that's good discipline you got, right?
So I agree with 6 with that. So yeah, like I said, like you gotta stop letting society dictate what y'all doing.
Facts.
Let society tell you, oh, this and that, oh, that, men and women. You understand? Relationships is this is why I don't talk about relationships, because everybody relationship is different. Me and Six is not the same.
Right.
Me and Uma and Milkshake is not the same. All these people is different. You cannot speak. You can speak about a situation and have you can speak about a situation and have the way you feel about it, but you can't give people advice about relationships, because I'm not you. You're not
Right.
me. What works for me don't work for you. Or what doesn't work for me might work for you. Understand? So if you go by what society and listen to society, take society out your relationship. And I'm telling you, you're gonna live a better relationship, you're gonna have a good relationship. Take society out that shit. Stop being a follower. Have everybody's a follower. Everybody's a follower. Most people's followers. So just take society and be yourself. Be yourself with your significant other, and hope your significant other bees they self. And then y'all figure it out that way. Best way, and communication. That's all I gotta say.
There's a show that's currently been on for, I think this is a second season. It's called Sister's Brother Husband. And it's a woman who has multiple partners that live with them, and they live as three separate couples. There is not an orgy. There is not this. She literally is living three lives under one roof, and she has these personal relationships with each one of these gentlemen. And they all are friends. They all learn that we're going to respect the relationship and one another, and we share her. It is the craziest.
I've seen it.
I mean, it is. I've watched it and I'm just like, but the thing is, everything's out in the open. And they do talk about, do we want to bring another partner into it? Like this one lady, they did an article on, I don't remember what her name is, but she has total of three partners, and she's considering bringing in another one. And the men have to help interview the new man.
Listen, I saw that exactly what she's talking about. And I have to be honest, and I know you guys are probably going to hate me for, some of y'all going to hate me for this, but I got to say, this is my truth. I could never be in that situation because I would not respect any of those men in the house. How could you be with a man who is okay with
two other men in my house?
Right. Like having guy friends, that's fine. Guy friends. But you're in the same house knowing I'm down in the basement or in the bedroom doing what I'm doing with this person, and you're eating spaghetti. Like, no.
It's the strangest thing.
Yo, the two brother husbands is crazy.
Lizzie Mars said they all my simps. She said, hate me. They all my simps.
They all my simps. Wow. Situations like that, I can't knock, because kind of like Rosé says, don't knock what works for people. We sit up and we argue about that guy who got 2, 3, 4 women to be okay with being in that polygamous relationship, and
right.
We can't knock him or them for what works for him.
But don't you feel like women are more docile? Like I could see it more with a man with 3 wives than a woman with 3 husbands. Am I being superficial?
I think in today, with their with times changing, when there was a little bit more of because we as men even say it, like we need more men to stand up in situations, right? And I just don't think nowadays men are being raised by men to make them. Men are comfortable nowadays. Men are okay being in these type situations, and it's different, because I don't know too many people from my hood that's gonna be okay with 2 other men in their house touching on a woman. She gonna kiss and touch and do stuff with this man, and then come down the hall trying to kiss me goodnight is crazy. So, the fact that people are okay with this shit just shows that times have changed in the brand of man.
You know what I'm gonna say, Six? Not to cut you off. You know why it's okay? Because there's TV shows for it. You know why it's okay? You know why it's okay? Because social media shows some people doing it, and they probably show the glamorous sides of it. That's why, okay, that's why I said society is the killer. Society, because if you was to just live your life, and these phones, if you was just live your life the way you was raised and find you a woman and love the woman and do all this, you're gonna have a prosperous monogamous relationship. But because all these things outside of what you started your life with is around, you got this website, you got this site, you could swipe, a girl could come through. All this stuff is going on. It's society, bro. Because if these things wasn't around, like now,
right?
like now, you can holler at a girl in a DM faster than a guy would talk to a girl on the street.
I could have literally been sitting here this whole time and been tapping on Lizzie Mars's face like, "Ooh, Lizzie." I done sent her 2 highs on my 3rd device. I'm already over here like typing up. You see what? Like, it's crazy how quickly I can get to what I want.
I just want to say, Mr. Perfect is in the comments, and he's saying exactly what I was trying to get to say. He said, media manipulation. Sometimes media can be a form of hypnosis. Check it. We've just talked about Ashley Madison, the cheating website for spouses. We've talked about Vanderpump Rules, you know, like a whole season about cheating. And now we're talking about the sister wives, brother husbands. What are they trying to get out of us? Because we know in this day and age, TV, media has an agenda. Back in the 40s, the 50s, the agenda was one husband, one wife, woman stays home, husband goes to work. That was everywhere. What is the agenda now? Is it freedom to love who you want to love, or is it let's just not have any sort of
Uma, it's entitlement. People are now living in a state where they feel entitled. And when you are entitled, there's no consequences because you feel that you are owed something. How can you be above something when you are in your mind the highest level? Who are you to tell me that I can't do this? But coming back to Diddy, how can you tell me that this was wrong? Do you not know who I am? A good example, and we're not going to talk politics, but I'm going to touch on this. When Donald Trump said, I can do whatever I want and get away with it.
Right.
We'll just leave it at that. But when
grab the most powerful,
pardon me?
He said, grab her by the what?
Exactly. And when the most powerful man in the world says, I could get away with this and nobody can do anything about it, there's that entitlement.
Well, that's kind of like what.
And we all talk about different kinds of privileges. Well, the problem is now in the generations that are younger, everybody feels privileged. Everybody's feeling entitled. Everybody gets a participation award, and you didn't even do a darn thing on the field.
Trophy.
Does anybody see the fact that we are so far gone as a people that where 10, 15 years ago, it blew our minds that a kid, a man headed home from work, a woman who was just being pulled over for a minor traffic violation could get shot by a cop, assaulted by a cop, and we would literally be in an uproar. Now, every single day on the news station, on a newscast, 3 cops done got shot, 4 kids done got shot, school shot up, church shot up, grocery store shot up.
We're numb to it. We're numb.
The purge has began.
Yeah. I think the agenda is separation. Like everything. Once you separate, look, COVID, everything. I'm not even talking about that.
Divide and conquer.
Once you separate people from where their foundation, or whatever your foundation is, you can lead them astray. And if y'all don't see that, I believe in entitlement and all what Dick said and what 6 said. But the biggest thing that's been happening in the last 6 years is separation.
And there's everything, right? Divide and conquer. That's the old saying from war days.
Right.
what you do for an enemy, you divide them and then you can conquer them. So that's probably the agenda. And a couple of comments came in, guys. Lizzie Mars said, we have 2 alpha men in the box. I don't think y'all realize how many other men aren't alpha. And there is a growth in that. We call them beta males now.
Simps.
Huh?
Tips.
Simps.
Simps. Okay, well, that too. All of that. Eli said, as viewers, we love to watch the drama. I mean, and what the reaction and what will happen. You know, that goes back to old days. Remember way back in the day when they had a hanging and everybody in the village would come to watch the hanging. It was like or in Rome with the gladiators battle.
Right.
These graphic things. It's so in a way it's kind of like a watered down version of these graphic things.
But it's like buck breaking, like how
we have always been a sick, sadistic race of people.
Right.
Period. The human race. Fuck the fact that you're black, yellow, green, purple, blue, white, any of that. As a human race, to the beginning of millennia, some of the most horrific things, from a Hitler to Hiroshima to 9/11
all of it
to no Diddy. Okay, like this stuff is crazy.
and on another note, I just wanted to bring attention to while we was getting fed on CNN, Diddy News, the Iran president was killed. My girl ain't even know that.
Didn't know.
Biden's daughter talked about her diary, including how Biden was jumping in the tub with her, and Fauci exposed. These three things happen in the world, and the worst thing that happened is a law been passed in my city, which allowed. And I don't knock the migrants, but we're struggling already. Migrants are coming to the country getting $1,000 stipend a month plus extra benefits. New York will be the migrant central. New York is building up places to stay for migrants, and also the shelter is allowing migrants to stay for 30 days in shelters off of taxpayers' money and
That's
new
crazy.
property built. All this happened while they was feeding us Diddy News.
And
so
then
my
you have
thing was
actual New
just about
Yorkers that are homeless.
Facts. Like, that's crazy. You got vets that are on the side of the road who serve for your freaking country. And man, wow, bro, I didn't even know that. That's crazy, bro.
You see, a lot of stuff happened while CNN. This is my first. Yeah, that's why I emphasize who brought us the news, because if CNN is so slow and they trying to distract us, the Iran president is killed and prime minister died in a helicopter crash. That's something big. Also, I was talking about the college protests, and Biden went to Morehouse, and they did like a protest on Biden where they turned his back. The Valley spoke about Israel and Hamas. He talked about all that stuff, but I give him credit for that. But he could have talked about what's going on in this country. The problem is we care about what's going on outside of the country too much, and our country is suffering. Every state.
We'll take billions of dollars and put it towards somebody else's war, but we won't. But then we'll pass a law that says that homeless people and squatters need to be prosecuted harder. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
That is wild. Mr. Perfect said, look what is happening in the Congo. Could you tell me? Because what is happening in the Congo? I don't know.
I didn't hear about that, but I'll be reading.
Let me say this, Uma. I think the reason why they killed my number one celebrity, the guy I looked up to, the guy that I've always seen his love, respected his love, appreciated his love. When you saw him, he just had a different heart. It was crazy. Like I said, I sit up late at nights and I'm sitting there watching YouTube, and I saw 1990, 4, 5, or 6, Michael Jackson Super Bowl.
Mm.
Oh,
If you've never seen it, talk about blow your mind. Talk about blow your mind. The last time I've seen as a people, us, human race, to get, we are the world, we are the children. And when I tell you, every single person in the stands, Uma, had a card that when they held it up, it made a child. You got 37 kids all around the damn stadium because everybody's holding up a piece of a card. You were a part of the production. We all cared about each other and kids so much that we all wanted a piece of this card. And Michael Jackson standing down there in the center of that fucking field looking like an ant. Like that man will forever be the greatest for me.
facts.
But it just, we don't have that no more. We are so divided. We are so disconnected.
Separated.
It's sad.
Well, what a discussion tonight in the RUMA Mill podcast show. We of course are gonna keep this conversation going in the after show. But for those of you that are listening on the podcast, I hope you guys enjoyed so much the show tonight. And Thick Milkshake and Mr. 6'6", please hang back in the Meetme stream. I want to thank you guys so much for coming in and sharing your amazing, amazing voices and your thoughts. I always like to cut the RUMA Mill podcast show at like this pivotal point, because I don't ever like to wrap it up and have like a nice, cute little conclusion at the end with a little bow. Because the point of the RUMA Mill, Rosé and I want to create, is to get you guys to think and to get you guys to ponder on these things we talk about, because things are happening, guys. And this last topic Rosé brought up about the distractions in the world, please pay attention. If the news, the media, the social media, everything is going crazy about one topic, start scanning, page 6, page 7 to see what else is going on, because things are still going on and there's a lot of movement. And we can't, we're in a place right now where we can't be unaware.
Facts.
It's like a life or death situation now to be unaware. So we'll leave you guys with that. We hope you enjoyed the show. Please drop your comments. Let us know what you thought about the show. And if you want to join us live, come to the Meetme app, download it, come to live streams. And this show is every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you.
I'm woke.
What?
I'm diet woke. I take my nap. I always woke. You gotta take naps in this. This is hard. Pause.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.